Hello everyone, and welcome to your second royal reading of this Friday afternoon here at MadWorldTarot. A very wild and windy and cold Friday afternoon, and I've just seen Fluffy being blown across the lawn. She's scurrying back inside. It's too awful for words outside for Fluffy. I have got the Tarot of the Golden Wheel on the tarot table. It's quite, I think, appropriate for the Invictus Games because it is a bit of a golden opportunity for Harry and Meghan to disport themselves, merch themselves, promote themselves, seemingly at the expense of everyone else. It has become the Harry and Meghan sideshow, the Invictus Games, since she rolled in or flew in on her broomstick. And I want to look into the story, Neil Sean's story. He says that Harry is insistent that Meghan is there and she's part of it. She's loud and proud and she's front and center of the whole thing. And if no Meghan, then no Harry. That's the story. I have seen, and the reason I'm reading on this is that I have seen this in my own reading. So I'm not rolling my eyes at this and thinking, no, that's rubbish. I have seen this, that he needs her by his side for these kinds of events. Whether it's to party, drink his 6 little beers, and then wobble home and arrive bleary-eyed to have happy birthday sung to him. But we've seen Meghan, she's given a speech, off-the-cuff speech no one wanted her to give. She's handed out medals no one wanted to receive from her. She's chased little children away from her. When she crouched down to talk to them, she's punctured holes in sports floors, mats, you know, those rubber floors, with her stiletto heels. She's marched in front of a marching band. I think it was the British team, in her tiny shorts, the big baggy jacket that hides the tiny shorts. So when you see her from behind, it looks like she's only wearing the jacket and nothing else. Very unfortunate look we've seen quite a lot of the past few days. What else has she done? She's eaten bratwurst and kartoffel, and she's sung Sweet Caroline. She's done a whole lot. She's meddled, clearly, with the medals. So we want to know, a little 5-card reading with the Tarot of the Golden Wheel. We want to know what's going on. Apparently, according to Neil Sean, Victus Games not happy. Harry has threatened to walk out if they don't accept Meghan's presence. And so behind the scenes, the organisers are looking for a new patron. A lot of people are suggesting Mike Tyndall, Mike and Zara. How great they would be, how fun they would be. Lots of complaints from people speculate possibly Omid Scobie that the Royals have not supported the Invictus Games, and that's why the empty seats, it looks incredibly empty. So we're going to have a look and see how important Meghan is for Harry, how essential she is to be there. We're going to see how Invictus Games organisation, foundation feel about her presence. Are they secretly behind the scenes, or not so secretly if Neil Sean's telling us about it, looking for an alternative in case Harry stomps off in high dudgeon? And is he going to stomp off in high dudgeon? That's what we want to know. Short reading with the Tarot of the Golden Wheel, based on Slavic folklore, apparently. But it's very gold. It's very Meghan Markle and Harry at the Invictus Games, in my opinion. So let's see what the tarot wants to tell us, and let's remember, of course, it's tarot as the deck begins to collapse on me. One more. It's tarot for fun and entertainment. It's all my opinion. It feels like the whole deck wants to jump out my hands and run away, pretty much like that poor child that Meghan accosted. It's tarot, as I was saying, and I read energy here, and there is a disclaimer in the box below, as ever. So that's the spiel out the way. Let's see what's going on. It's the Tarot of the Golden Wheel. We've got the Moon. That's fear, that's doubt, that's confusion, that's suspicion. I think everyone is suspicious of everyone else in this situation. They certainly, the Invictus Games Foundation, are not happy with the situation. They are pondering the way forward, not sure, because the moon, you're not sure in the moon energy. You can't see clearly. You see shadows, and you're afraid of consequences of your actions. You don't know what monster might be lurking out there in the night, lit by the moon, and so they're worried. worried energy, and Harry too could be worried if this Meghan thing doesn't go right. And people were talking over her while she was giving her speech about how she was doing her own hair and makeup and driving her children to school and all the rest of it, like that was a vast accomplishment. And nobody was paying a blind bit of notice to her. Lots of side eye. She looked really inappropriate, just embarrassing, just absolutely embarrassing. Interesting card, big card, because it's major arcana as well. So let us see, and they're off to Canada next, as far as I know. It's a bit of a Canadian vibe there with that moon howling and the snow and the trees and whatever. Situation for the Invictus Games and has been, and Meghan got the 9 of Cups in reverse. This is a wish that has not come true. This is somebody who wanted to be little Lord Fauntleroy and sort of indulge and be spoiled. It's very spoiled energy, the 9 of Cups always. Hasn't worked out. He's a bit of a sulky vibe there now. Not getting his way, not getting the things that he wanted, feeling sour. And we've seen that sour vibe coming through quite often since she arrived. And those very unfortunate shoes, so many shoes that she shouldn't be wearing. Quite amazing. Anyway, 9 of Cups in reverse. So everybody's unhappy. Nobody's getting what they want out of the situation. The Victus Games isn't getting what they want. If they're going to have a royal patron, then they want the whole world to be thrilled and delighted and want to meet the royal patron instead of fleeing for their lives when the royal patron wanders in with his spray-on hair and hangover. I'm being snarky. And I don't think Harry and Meghan are exactly thrilled with the way things are going, even though she has managed to keep that grin on her face for 99% of the time. Some moments of pure fury in between, but that's the price you pay when you want to be on camera all the time. The truth is captured every now and then. It just leaks through, doesn't it? Bleeds through. Harry, how important is it for him to have her by his side throughout? Does he really need her? 7 of Wheels. Yeah, he does. 7 of Wheels, 7 of Pentacles. That's it's an investment card. He needs her by his side because it's a situation that he's put time and effort into, and he thinks that this is where his money is going to come from. He can't cut her off, much as he might want to. And my attention is drawn to the next card down on this deck, which is the Death card, which would be cutting her off, throwing her out, change, endings, all of that. Can't get rid of her because his financial survival depends on having her there. He's sowed all these coins, and now he's reaping his reward. He's put in the time, put in the effort, got these deals, the Netflix deal, which is ongoing with the Invictus Games, the Better Up deal with the Invictus Games, all of this stuff. If there's no Meghan, and he has to admit that it was a big mistake marrying her, and she drove him to drink, and all is terrible, and all is catastrophe, then all of that disappears. So this is about money. It's not so much about I need you by my side, although I have, as I said at the beginning of this reading, I have seen that before in my readings where he does literally need her by his side to boost his confidence. And mummy, there's mummy holding his hand, but this is money. This is now it's very practical, this for the deals. How about the Invictus Games organization, foundation, whatever they call themselves? How do they view this Meghan and her antics and her influence on the games? What do they feel about this whole situation? It's just the pits. It's the 9 of Swords. It's just the bitter end. Can't believe it. It's despair with that card. Huge worry, huge anxiety. What are we going to do? Tossing and turning, probably having secret meetings or sending each other secret messages. Have you seen what she's wearing now? Please, someone at the Hyatt, get the laundry guy or woman up there to steam her clothes for her, do something to make her look better. Can't believe it. The horror, the shame, the cringe, all of it is just too much. They don't want to look, they can't look. So however brave the German smiles are and the Invictus Games people's smiles are, behind the scenes, a nightmare, a literal nightmare, having her prance around and trample all over everything with those stilettos. don't know which is worse, the stilettos making holes in things, or those mules that one doesn't want to fly off in case one has to see what lies beneath. Anyway, are they secretly looking for new patron? The Invictus Games people, are they doing this? Oh, we've got the Emperor in reverse. They could well be, you know. They could well be. Because cards in reverse, for me as a reader, do have secret energy sometimes. And the Emperor is, of course, military. A very military card. Doesn't get more military than the Emperor. They're looking for someone big. Harry, not good enough. Not good enough. It's almost got the vibe of the King himself. King Charles, please come and be our patron. And apparently he was very heavily involved in setting up the Invictus Games. And William and Catherine. It could be William that they really want. How would that go down? William, of course, very generously handed over enormous sums of money that he won in that settlement against one of the newspaper groups. I think it was the Mirror. Could be wrong. But handed it over to the Invictus Games when has been let them down and cancelled that fundraiser he had with, who was it, Apple, Amazon, can't quite remember that either, but let them down at the last minute. They had no money. William stepped in, saved the day with a very generous donation, kept them all going. And Emperor in reverse is king in waiting. So I think that they are secretly behind the scenes sending out feelers. How would you feel about this? I don't think Mike Tyndall is quite up there. Emperor energy, no. This is big. They want someone really powerful, really someone who's going to be very charismatic, very potent, someone who's very high status, very high profile, somebody who can keep them going indefinitely. And that would be William or the current king. Outcome, is Harry going to stomp off when they say your wife is an embarrassment, we can't have her there ever again, the people hate her, she's inappropriate, she's disgraceful, she's expensive, although she is wearing ultra cheap clothes, and my goodness, doesn't she look cheap, in my opinion. Is Harry going to say, well, okay, I'm off to Africa? Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands is drama. Drama. I don't think she'll let him. She wants to be there still, with all the glory and all the attention. And look at me, aren't I magnificent? It is all about me and my marvelous speeches, and aren't I sexy, because the Queen of Wands is very sexy. I don't think he is going to be allowed to stomp. She's going to say, I don't care. We're just going to keep showing up. They need us. We've got these deals, and too bad. Some clarification, I think. Tell us about the Emperor. Who might be this person? If you want to, just tell us a little bit more about the Emperor. What's going on there? Certainly tells me that Harry is out, that they don't want him. Military man, veteran, so he claims. Lots of people say Bunker Harry just played video games. I don't know. What's that? What has just jumped out? King of Cups, William. Also Charles. Both. But I'm right. They want, I think, Prince William. They'd settle for King Charles, of course. But they want the top guys. They don't want the second-hand rubbish that they currently have. And his Queen of Wands, who is lording it over them all as we speak. Well, when she's not busy on the New York Post, in the New York Post comments section, she's been very busy today. Anyway, that's your reading. Thanks for watching. I'll see you again tomorrow.